It's Therapy Thursday. Don't be scared of the coronavirus. Stay tuned. The longer I live, the more I realize how much people love sensationalism. We as humans are drawn to drama and excitement, even if it's negative in nature. And negativity has this way of building upon itself and making itself much larger than what it often really is, which leads us to believe that the very worst may happen to us. There's an old story in American culture called Henny Penny, and in the story the main character, Chicken Little, goes around yelling, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling," thinking that it's the end of the world, when in reality it's just acorns hitting the top of his head. But Chicken Little, through his excitement, is able to convince all his friends that the worst is about to happen. It's easy to become fearful when we are inundated by news outlets trying to get our attention 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I've been particularly interested in this coronavirus phenomenon, and I've noticed that there are people on social media who are going absolutely crazy with predictions of doom and gloom and the spread of infection and government cover-ups and rising death tolls. And yeah, it can be quite scary to contemplate such things. And in the world in general and in our lives specifically, it can be very scary at moments. And the fear of the unknown, whether real or imagined, is debilitating for many people. So here's a few tips to help with the Chicken Little mentality when your fear of the coronavirus or whatever situation is happening in the world, to kind of help get through that mentality that's so pervasive today. First of all, realize that anything is possible, but not everything is probable. Could there one day be a pandemic which wipes out millions of people? Yes, it's possible, but no, it's not probable. It's important to live our lives with this distinction and realizing that it's possible, certainly, for bad things to happen at any time, but the chances of a virus spreading or an economic collapse or World War III or your husband or wife getting into a car accident is very, very unlikely. Look at it this way. If you had a 99.9999% chance of winning $1 billion in the lottery and a 0.0001 chance of losing if you didn't play, would you take that chance? I think most of us would. And your chances of enjoying life are far too good for you to hold yourself back or live in fear due to a minuscule likelihood of something bad happening to you or to someone that you love. Secondly, to get past the Chicken Little, the sky is falling mentality, I think it's important to remember that there are resources available to us if something bad does happen. We are so blessed to live in a country where there are so many resources to help people in need. From homeless shelters to food pantries to job programs to food stamps, college tuition assistance program, Medicaid, the list goes on and on and on. And all of us, especially if we live in America, have a safety net of federal, state, and local resources to draw upon should we experience the worst that life can bring us. A few years ago, Hurricane Rita roared through my hometown here in Lake Charles, and it brought widespread devastation. Many people lost their homes and their livelihoods. But during the worst of what Mother Nature could dish out, there was FEMA and other disaster relief organizations who were here to provide support and hope to a community crushed by the storm. And now that disaster, which was called Hurricane Rita, is only a distant memory because the people were able to draw upon the resources that were available to them. So whatever disaster you may experience in your life, know that there are resources available should that happen. And not only do we have federal, state, and local community resources, but we also have the support of family and friends. My ex-wife and I had a home foreclosure about 15 years ago, and it was a devastating blow to us financially. We had to move back in with my parents for about a year while we saved, and we kind of worked together to rebuild our lives. But as humbling as an experience as that was, it really made us closer as a family and gave my kids some valuable time with their grandparents. The majority of us have family and friends who can turn to when times get tough. So what if we all have to live together for a period of time or share each other's resources during a tough life transition? If it draws us together, it's really a good thing. So know that if disaster does happen, in a highly unlikelihood that it would, you have the support, the resources also of family and friends to help through that difficult time. And it's not always a bad thing. And then last but certainly not least, trust God. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And when life gets overwhelming due to a disaster or a pile of dirty dishes, we can rest in the confident knowledge that God is in control of both the universe and our lives. Trusting God, resting in the fact that He is in control of every situation which touches our lives, can bring much peace and hope in the middle of uncertainty. Thanks for watching today, and feel free to reach out with your comments or your mental health questions. You can also visit us online at www.lakeareacounseling.com, and feel free to like us on Facebook. I'm Joel Doherty with Lake Area Counseling, and we'll see you next time.